everybody, welcome back to Toni's Tack Tips, a channel for the what, how, and why of horsemanship. Today we're going to be talking about how to give your horse a soap bath. Let's go over what you'll need. First, you'll need a clean bucket. I'd recommend about 8 quarts or larger. Then, you'll need a large body sponge and a curry comb. I like to use the jelly scrubbers with a hard side and a soft side, but a curry mitt or comb works just fine. Next, you'll need body soap or shampoo. There are about a million choices, but I love the ivory soap or mane and tail shampoo. If you want, you can also have conditioner for the tail. I like the mane and tail. Or you can have purple shampoo for white patches on the coat. Quicksilver is my favorite brand. Off water at the end. My favorite is the Groom Ninja Silicone Sweat Scraper. Check out my product review, link in the description. Then, of course, you'll need a hose, and most importantly, a horse. Before you start, you'll need to dilute the shampoo. Pour a generous amount into the bucket. I usually use half a cup or so per horse. The more you use, the more concentrated your solution will be, and the more cleaning power you'll have. Then, fill the bucket with water. You should see a pretty decent amount of bubbles. Go ahead and put your sponge and curry comb into the bucket and you're all ready to go. Before you start, I would recommend putting some hoof oil or conditioner on the hooves to help prevent excess moisture from getting into the hoof. When water gets into the hoof wall, it can cause it to swell and then contract suddenly when the hoof dries, which over time can weaken the hoof wall and cause cracked and brittle hooves. To protect the hooves, especially when soap bathing, since the horse will be wet for a long time, I put some oil on the hooves to help keep the water out. The green EFFOL hoof conditioner is my favorite, as it really keeps the water out and the moisture of the hoof in to keep the hooves strong and healthy. Once the hooves are all covered, go ahead and get your horse all wet. Don't worry about scraping them off right away when you do when hosing to cool your horse, since you need them wet to make the soap work. Be careful not to spray the horse in the face. If the horse is comfortable with it, you can turn the hose on low pressure and gently use it on their forehead and cheeks. If not, just use a rag or sponge to wet the face. And now it's time to scrub-a-dub-dub. Take your sponge in one hand and your curry mitt in the other. Use the sponge to squeeze the soapy water all over your horse's coat. Then rub it in with the curry mitt. Use the hard side on the neck and the body, and the soft side on the legs and belly, just like when you curried a groom. This will help lift dirt, sweat, and grime out of the coat, and also will help get the shampoo into all the layers of hair, not just the very top. The soap and curry together are what lift the stains, dirt, and really ingrained grime out of the coat so the horse is shiny and clean for the show ring. Continue this all over the body. For the mane, use the sponge to get it all soapy. Then massage the roots of the mane with the curry comb or with your hand. This will help get the ingrained scurf or dandruff out, as well as help stimulate growth. Do the exact same thing all the way down the leg. Be sure to switch to the soft side of your jelly scrubber. Keep going until the whole body is nice and soapy. Don't put soap anywhere unless you are 100% sure that you'll be able to take it off later. Be careful to avoid the sheath, eyes, and any other sensitive areas. Unless you are 100% sure your horse will allow you to use the hose on their face, I would recommend avoiding the face altogether with the soap. This is to make sure that you are able to wash all of the soap out of the coat. Soap left on after a bath will become very itchy and uncomfortable, especially on a more sensitive area like the face. Start soaping the tail by doing the base. Soap the base just like you did the mane. Use the sponge to get it all nice and sudsy, then gently massage the roots of the tail. Be sure you get all of the hair on the edges of the tail, not just down the middle. To get the rest of the tail, I like to take the sponge and wrap it around the hair just below the base of the tail. Then, squeeze all the water out. The soap will flow all the way down the tail and help get off any excess dirt. I usually do this a couple times. For a final touch, take the rest of the water and dunk the entire tail in the bucket. Swirl it around for a few seconds, then gently let the tail back down. Look at all that soap! Pour a little bit of any leftover water on the base of the tail, just to give it one more go through and get any last specks of scurf. Then, if this is your last horse, or you just don't need the soap anymore, and your horse will allow it, go ahead and pour the rest of the soap over the horse's mane and back to get any last specks of dust or dirt that you might have missed before. Now you can hose off your horse, scraping them off as you go. Use a higher water pressure than you normally would, and be sure to scrape an area until you don't see any more bubbles coming out of the coat. Pay extra attention to the base of the tail and the mane. If we leave any soap in the coat, especially in the mane or tail, it will become itchy and uncomfortable, and the horse might roll or rub their mane or tail to scratch it. For more information on the how and why of properly hosing off your horse, check out my How to Hose video, link in the description. Once your horse is hosed and scraped, you can do the second round, or as I call it, the polishing round. Start by conditioning the tail. Take a generous dollop of conditioner and massage it into the tail, starting about halfway down the base. The conditioner helps untangle the tail and can help make it a bit extra sticky for braiding, provided you wash the conditioner out all the way. If needed, use a few more dollops and work the conditioner into the tail all the way to the very tips. Make sure you can run your fingers easily through the tail and that you really massage it into all of the hairs, not just the outside layer. Longer and thicker tails will need a lot more conditioner than shorter or thinner ones. Take your time to really work the conditioner into the tail all the way through. Use your fingers to untangle any knots or snaggles that you find. Next, while the conditioner soaks in, grab your purple shampoo. We'll use this to brighten up any white patches that might be dull or stained. For socks, put a small dollop in your hand. Then, rub it vigorously into the sock. Try to keep it on the white hairs only so you aren't wasting it. Rub it in until it starts to turn white, or brown if the horse is still dirty, rather than purple. Really use your fingers, and even your fingernails, to massage it in and lift those stains out. Repeat with all the socks, stains, or any white patches until that white is sparkling. Now you can hose again, this time just washing out the purple shampoo and the conditioner. Use a very high pressure, even on the legs, to make sure that you get out all of the purple shampoo and don't stain the socks blue or purple by accident. Then hose the tail, from the base all the way to the ends, until you are 110% sure that all of the conditioner is really out of the tail. Even just a little bit left over can make the tail itch, and the last thing you want is a horse rubbing their tail, especially right before a show. Stand at an angle as you hose the base to make sure that you don't get soaked. And make sure you get all the way to the sides and the middle of the tail, not just the outside layer. Now that your horse is all squeaky clean, take them into a dry area, such as a cross tie, to give their legs and body enough time to fully dry before you put them back in your stall. The drier they are when you put them away, the less chance they'll get an infection like scratches, or that they'll roll and get themselves all dirty again. Now, grab a rag and use it to dry off the legs. Try to get off as much excess moisture as you can. I explain and demonstrate my favorite method for doing this in my How to Hose Off Your Horse video, so be sure to check that out for more information, link in the description. Once the legs are more dry and you've got a sopping wet rag, use that rag to wet the face and make sure that there isn't any excess soap left over, or any dirt or sweat marks. Congratulations, your horse is officially squeaky clean. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my new content. Follow me on Instagram at Toni's Tack Tips, and if you have any questions or ideas about things you'd like to learn or content you'd like to see, comment below and I'll try to make it happen. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to always ask why. Bye for now.
Okay.